This is my trail class at the Georgia Tip Challenge with Denali. This is our second class out of 3 for this competition. And the trail class pretty much has a ton of obstacles in a strict pattern that you follow with certain maneuvers. And you're being judged off of your horse's willingness, your horsemanship, how you and your horse handle and tackle the obstacles given to you. This first obstacle, we are side passing to the left over this pole before we pick up the big scary bear resting on the barrel. And I misjudged how far I wanted to go. I looked at the bear and decided I wanted to do another step. So it was a little bit sticky, but he still did well. You can see his attention went right to the bear as soon as I picked it up, but he was not scared of it. He was curious, but he wasn't losing his mind, freaking out over it, which is really good. Right there, he wanted to check it out, but we just kept moving forward. I didn't want to focus too much on that. We're supposed to keep on cruising along. Going up to this bridge, he was a little bit cautious about it, which isn't like him, so I was a little bit surprised. He's really good about bridges or pedestals or balance beams, anything that he has to step onto and over. He's usually pretty good. So you can see all the gears going through his head. He put that first foot on, then he realized what he was supposed to do, so that was okay. Once you get into that box, you're going to do a 90-degree turn to the left, 90-degree pivot, and I did a pull turn there. Once leaving that box, you're going to trot into this backup chute, have a nice halt, and you're going to back the L, and they want to see a nice consistent backup. It's okay if you have to pause in this, but as long as your horse can back up through the chute without hitting the poles and is respectful and moving off of you, you're going to do pretty well there. And he had a nice backup. I was really happy with how he did right there. We didn't practice this as much as I wanted to, so I was still really pleased with how he did with that. Here we're going to trot forward out of the chute and turn in a circle over these 2 poles. And he was very respectful. He was moving off my body. He wasn't shoving into me or trying to run ahead of me, which was really good. We want to see a nice respectful horse that pays attention to you and respects you. So I was really happy with how he did there. And going up into the trailer, you never know how your horse is going to be with a random trailer. This had shavings and horse manure in it and hay, so it's normal for a horse to be cautious about that or curious, but he kind of just looked at it once and then he walked right in, which was really great. Backing out of the trailer, you can either back up out of the trailer or turn around in it. I decided to back him out because he knows that very well. We did a few extra steps and did a pivot away from the trailer. I was a little bit off from where I needed to go next, which is the gate, but we just kind of walked all the way over there, which is no big deal. We walked up to the gate, went around just a little bit so we could line up next to it. And this is a left-hand gate, so I have to keep my left hand on it at all times. And we back up with the gate as I'm opening it, and I'm going to walk him through. And backing up while we're shutting it, he was a little bit sloppy with. He kind of wanted to turn away from it, but that's still okay. I mean, we're still getting the gate done. Either way, he's still doing it very nice. And we're going to pivot away from the gate. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to give the judges a nod to let them know that I'm done. And we're done with our pattern for the trail. And it was a pretty decent pattern. There's some bobbles in it, but he still handled everything really well. And we placed 3rd out of 21 in this class.